music makers! I'm Kate Harmony, this is Ray Harmony, and welcome to Hack Music Theory,
where we help you make great music that stands out.
And if you're new to our channel, be sure to download our free book, 12 Music Theory Hacks to Learn Scales and Chords.
Alright, it's time to open your door to Hack Music Theory. But first, Chi!
Seen a Lot of Things off Wu-Tang's new EP contains a music theory gem that's as effective as it is hidden. Seriously, most people listening to this track won't even notice this gem, but they'll feel it for sure. And the reason they'll feel it is because it has to do with the third note of the root chord. Remember, the third in a chord is the note that determines whether that chord is major or minor.
Yeah, when the third note is 3 semitones above the root, it's a minor chord. And when the third note is 4 semitones above the root, it's a major chord.
Now, Wu's track is in the key of D minor, so the root chord is obviously D minor, and that's the chord they use first in their 4-bar loop. But here's where things get interesting. They change some of the D minor chords into D major chords, and that's crazy cool on its own, but they don't stop there. The chords in their progression are not actually full chords. They're power chords, which consist of only the root and the fifth. So on their own, power chords are not major or minor because they're missing the third. So the way they change the D minor to D major is by changing the third note in the bass line from F, the minor third, to F sharp, the major third. This also means that the same chord progression works over both bass lines, the one with F and the one with F sharp.
And even the vocal melody in the chorus avoids that third note as well, which means the same melody works over both choruses, despite the first chorus using D minor and the second chorus using D minor and D major.
And that makes the second chorus feel way more uplifting than the first chorus, which is super clever.
Alright, now you're going to learn how to use this theory to make your own version. And what you see on the screen right now is our version that we made earlier. So start by setting up 4 bars of 4/4 with your grid set to 16th notes and your tempo set to 86 BPM. And as you know, Wu's track is in the key of D minor, so we'll use it too.
Step 1. Minor.
Okay, so you're going to start by writing a bass line using the D natural minor scale, which is D, E, F, G, A, B flat, and C. Now, be sure to play a long D in bars 1 and 3, which will anchor your bass line into the root note and therefore the key. And in bars 2 and 4, make sure you play a relatively long F. Then you can fill out the rest of your bass line with other notes from the scale. But in the first half, don't play B flat, because that's the minor 6th. So it'll lock you into that minor vibe, which will then mess up step 2. And by the way, if you need help writing bass lines, lead melodies, chord progressions, and everything else, then download our songwriting and producing PDF. It's your one-stop source for everything you need to make great music now.
And just before we jump into step 2, a quick heads up. The sun is shining here in Vancouver and it's feeling a lot like summer. And you know what that means? It's time for our epic summer sale.
So everything on our website is now 33% off. And yes, that includes our online apprenticeship course, which you will save $50 on. Are you ready to invest in yourself and take your music to the next level?
If you are, then head on over to hackmusictheory.com and use the discount code SUMMER.
The sale ends on Sunday, June 9th. Enjoy.
Step 2. Major.
Alright, here comes the clever bit. Take that relatively long F you played in bar 2 and move it up to F sharp. With that one simple tweak, you've now turned D minor into D major. But remember, in the chord progression above this note, you need to be playing a D power chord, which is just the notes D and A. And now you have 2 versions of your bass line, the original version and this new uplifting version. So play around with using both versions throughout your track in order to change up the vibe.
Alright, now let's have a listen to our Wu-inspired bass line. But just before the playthrough, if there's an artist you'd like us to hack, let us know in the comments below.
And if you want to keep learning how to make great music that stands out, then coming up next we got a step-by-step lesson on how to write an awesome bass line. So just click that video when it pops up in a few seconds and we'll meet you there.